all they play is like.
Just become best friends.
Yup. We'll go do karate in the garage.
Yeah, always room for activities.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
I can't believe that fucking Jared doesn't like Will Ferrell.
What? One of my friends doesn't like Will Ferrell. You might have to tighten that down a little bit and bring it like that. If extending that bottom neck seems to help the most. Okay. I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but we'll give it a shot. Okay.
Give it the old college try.
So these are just like I'm just doing. Is it we're doing only music or just facts from the 2000s?
Doesn't matter.
Whatever you got, boss.
Okay.
I'm here for the experience.
Should you intro this?
What should I intro it as?
I don't know. Say, what are you calling it? You calling it a 6-pack promo?
Oh yeah. This is welcome to the Sixer. This is a six pack of questions. Sounds great.
Welcome to the Sixer. Six questions I'm going to ask to these guys who know stuff that I don't know.
I like it.
Well, I don't know. We're going to see how this goes. I might have to look up some different questions. This might not be the final
got some time, I think. We're good.
Yeah. Which artist earned the distinction of being the best-selling musician in the 2000s?
Ooh. Best-selling musician in the 2000s?
I mean, part of my heart wants to lean on Kanye right now. I know college dropout
I would
banged
say
hard.
like Taylor Swift.
Ooh. You know what?
Somebody like
because that's I think that's going to be more teens.
2010s
because like
stuff?
07, 08 is when she really blew up.
I'm trying to think. 2000, I was in 5th to 6th grade, so
I mean, it wouldn't be JT, would it?
NSYNC.
Yeah, Justin
Well,
Timberlake.
he was still in NSYNC at this point, so there's that.
Backstreet Boys, maybe Jay-Z.
Usher, he was big during that time.
Man, can we get a hint?
What genre is it? Do you know?
Okay, I'll give you the genre.
Okay.
It's rap.
Oh, Kanye.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean for Kanye then.
I think.
Eminem.
Oh, Eminem.
It's Eminem.
Eminem's the answer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Real Slim Shady.
First one.
Shady. Took us like 20 guesses.
I don't know. I like working through it.
That was fun going through all of them. Trying to remember. Nelly, he was there. He was big.
In 2005, which online video streaming platform was launched?
YouTube.
In 2005,
what video streaming platform was launched?
Video streaming? YouTube.
I'm gonna say YouTube. Yep.
Maybe that was too easy.
Did you all remember holylemon.com? Did y'all ever use that?
No. Do you remember LimeWire?
I do.
And Morpheus?
We had Kazam. Kazam was our go-to.
Kazam. I used that for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like Napster, and then that got shut down, and like Morpheus popped up, and then LimeWire. Those got shut down, and then there was like BitTorrents, and then that kind of took over forever.
Yep. I ruined many MP3 players just downloading all that garbage.
I remember when I had I got an MP3 player for Christmas. It wasn't it must have been before the iPad or the iPod came out.
Like right before.
Dell had one, and my mom got it for me. And I remember wanting like a Walkman because everybody had the Sony one with the 3 dots on it, and there were different colors and shit. And I remember like I wanted one of those really bad because everybody had one, and I wanted one. And you also had like pride in your CD cases, and you wrote and you drew art on your things and stuff, all your mixes and all that. I remember like I wanted to have that ability to do that, and I got an MP3 player because my mom was always ahead of fucking technology. She was always the one that was like, "No, this is the way it's gonna be." Like there's you could put like all of those CDs on this and carry this, and it has everything you need. And I go, but I want the CDs.
But no, I want the CDs.
Like I want the case. I want all that stuff. And I never used it. I don't think I ever even put any music on it. I might have later on after people got iPods. And she was like, "You have an MP3 player. Like we ain't getting you an iPod." And I was like, "All right, fine." And then, but I remember going like just not getting it. Yeah. And I was like that with technology for everything. When the iPhone came out, my friend went and got one. She waited in line like everybody because no one knew how many there were going to be.
No.
I went and waited in line with her, and I sold my spot in line on Craigslist to another guy in the back of the line.
Sick.
Right.
That's a good hustle right there.
And I was like, I don't even care about this phone. Yeah. Like, who needs all this crap on a phone? Like, I liked my Razr. It was fine. It worked fine. It was great. You know.
Yep.
Now, no way in hell you could survive without a smartphone. You know what I mean? Like his girlfriend, Erin, had a flip phone up until like 3 years ago.
See, I want to go back to a flip phone.
she survives, but she's a very unique individual in the ability to not really care or be connected to any kind of stuff like that at all. And sometimes I feel like that's probably a better way to go. But in reality, my world doesn't work that way. My schedule for work, everything has you know what I mean? Emails, I have to have that access kind of all the time in order to be able to pick up overtime shifts or know things about going, you know, stuff like that. Otherwise, I just couldn't function anymore.
Yeah, I just got a new job that I haven't checked my email in months because I don't use a computer anymore. And I think I'm real tempted to go, if I just music, I love music so much. I still have my iPod Classic, but it no longer will update with my computer anymore because finally, it was like maybe 2 years ago, the software is disconnected from each other. But I still have all that pop punk still loaded up on that iPod Classic.
Dope about an iPod.
Yeah.
Like I remember when the shuffles, like they were like the big thing to go to the gym because you could clip it on your shirt or whatever and go. I could go. Honestly, I looked to see if they still made them. They don't think they do, but I totally would rock an iPod shuffle. Like, it's no joke,
dude. Anytime, because my cord for my phone, it would only connect to the headphone jack. I didn't have the aux cord to connect to a phone. I just never wanted it, and I just had my iPod Classic. Anytime somebody'd get in, I'd be like, "Hey, throw some music on," and they're like, "I haven't seen one of these in years." And then they were just so excited to do the circle thing where you would scroll all the way down to the bottom, and
they were when you could turn the click off, and I was like, "But I need it. I need to know where to stop.
I need to know how many clicks down I am." I didn't like it without the clicks.
That was like T9 texting. Dude, you could text in your pocket because you knew exactly how many times you needed to hit 0 in order to get which word it was. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh man, I had a LG View.
You didn't do texting in high school because no one had cell phones in high school. Probably,
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
You never had T9 texting
in high school?
Just on a phone in general.
Did you ever have T9?
Yeah, at some point, I was in college or something like that. But but it went really fast. You know what I mean? It was it was just brief.
Full keyboards.
Yeah, it was. Real
once
quick.
the Sidekick came out, that was kind of over.
Dude, I had so many friends that were obsessed with the Sidekick, and
there was a group of dudes in my school that they had phones and they had a Sidekick because for it was like $25 a month you can get unlimited texting but no phone ability, just texting. And so they would literally just use it to text each other,
which is all you needed it for.
Everybody had 2 phones. It was crazy.
I will say that new, I think it's a Galaxy. It's some sort of Android.
Oh, the one with the screen folds.
I want one so bad.
I would break that. How does that not break?
I don't know.
I would break the shit out of that phone.
One of my clients has one.
Is it sick? Because I'm ride or die on iPhones.
It's kind of different, but I wouldn't give up my iphone. I'll just tell you that much.
I would break it though. Yeah. That's my thing. I know I would break it.
That's fair. I have just the shortest, fattest thumbs in the world. So every time a new iPhone comes out, I always get whatever the smallest is. They usually do a sub version of that. That's even like that SE. That's all I rock because my dad has the big one. Everybody I know has the bigger the screen, the better. And I have to two-hand it because my thumb won't reach up there whenever I go to touch.
I'm the opposite. I have huge hands, so I can't text on the little ones. I have to get the big one.
Oh, see, I need it little bitty so I can actually reach the A on the other side of the keyboard.
I can't do it.
Question 3.
Yes. T9 texting.
I told you it was going to go into something like that.
Which movie had the highest box office collections in the 2000s?
Was it series of movies?
No, just what movie? There's one movie that had the highest. Who was the highest box office draw in the 2000s?
In the 2000s.
I know Phantom Menace came out in 99, which great fucking movie.
I don't think it was a Star Wars movie. The Marvel movies hadn't come out yet.
I don't think
those are all
came out yet.
2010s, I think, right?
Oh, is it Spider-Man 3?
It might be.
Because I know that goes higher than the original Spider-Man, but the Tobey Maguire number 3.
That was the movie for a while. It might have been Spider-Man 3.
Is that y'all's final answer?
Well, not based on what you just said. Now I kind of want to change it.
I'm just asking. I know
from 2000 to 2010. Is that how that works?
The 2000s, whatever the fuck that means. They didn't specify. They just said the 2000s.
Well, the 2000s could be now.
Yeah.
What? No, I think they mean
2000 to 2000.
09 is when it ends, kind of thing. I might stick with Spider-Man 3.
I don't know when that came out. It had to be in that time frame.
Yeah.
When did The Hangover come out? That didn't gross that high.
Yo, that was such a good movie, but I do think
there's no way it grossed higher than Spider-Man.
No, that was such a good movie though. That was the first R-rated movie my parents took me to. Sick.
shit.
Sick.
Mine was 8 Mile.
Also sick. Eminem again.
Yeah.
Oh, was it 8 Mile?
It was
No,
not
that didn't
8
gross
Mile.
that
No,
high.
there's no way it did that well. I should know this, but I don't. Armageddon was 99. I know that was a big one.
Let's go with Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I know that whenever that came out, it became the highest of all times. So Titanic?
That was
90s.
7.
No, that was 90s.
I bet.
Yeah, go for it.
Avatar.
Gosh,
Fuck.
dang it. I thought that was
Same
past,
director as
I thought
fucking
that was post
Titanic.
2000s. Damn it, James Cameron.
You know what? When did that come out?
I don't know. It must have been in the 2000s.
Was that
I
2000?
thought it was
There's
2010
no way,
or
'cause
2011.
I remember when that
but
came out. I was out of high school
Like, hey,
for
this,
sure.
this
It was
is
the
like
end.
an online quiz. Who knows? Who knows?
It's
if
pretty
this is right?
authentic.
Let me think.
I bet it's for real.
I know that became a very high grossing one
Man,
until like the Marvel movies.
I do remember when Avatar
It
came
came
out. That
out
was all it
in-
was.
2009.
09. Just barely
Just
made it
barely.
in. Good for them. Good James
I was
Cameron.
actually going to suggest that, but I was like, I really don't know when it comes
I
out.
really fucking don't. I really didn't get why that movie was so. I mean, I understand like from a production side, it was impressive what they did,
Mhm.
but like the story was pretty trash.
It was
like
Pocahontas.
or it was Fern Gully.
Yeah.
like,
oh,
you know what
that's
I
a
mean?
good movie.
It was like Fern Gully mixed. My mom always says this. It was Fern Gully and Dances with Wolves had a baby.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it was.
Yeah.
That's literally what it was.
Your mom's pretty
So-
smart because
She's a
dude,
genius.
Fern Gully. That
Yeah.
Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that changed my life.
Fern Gully. Did you watch Fern Gully?
Come on.
I mean, I know what it is, but I didn't watch it.
No.
Okay. Well,
All right. Cool.
it's anti-pollution. I like
Yeah.
that.
Like Brave Little Toaster. Same vein.
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
America.
My Giant.
Feifel Goes West.
Oh yes.
That one.
That was the best. The
Yeah.
Rescuers was good.
Yeah.
No, that-
Rescuers Down
Rescuers
Under.
Down Under. That's a different one. Five.
Yeah.
What was American Tail?
American Tail. There
And
was
then-
the original, fine, but
Yeah.
Feifel Goes West.
Oh, dude, with the slingshots and shit.
So
I wanted a
sick.
slingshot so bad
that
after
little
that.
Russian mouse killed it, man.
Oh yeah, it was great. So this is the shit he was like. You're gonna talk about shit I don't know.
Okay. Fair.
I'm just listening. In the Simpsons family, who was a vegetarian?
Maggie.
Lisa.
Sorry, not the. That's who I thought. I was.
Well, I guess technically Maggie because she's just on milk.
Milk
but I
is
guess that's not
well, that's
vegetarian.
vegetarian. It's not vegan.
Yeah. It's gonna say Lisa,
It's
but
Lisa, but
there's an asterisk that
I think-
Maggie is also in there.
I was thinking Lisa. I just said Maggie though. My bad.
Yep.
So final answer is Lisa.
Lisa.
Mhm.
Lisa is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Bang on. Play that sax like Bill Clinton.
All right, here you go. This is so appropriate, Joe.
Okay.
The popular term podcast first came into existence in what year? This is question 5, by the way.
2005.
Yeah. That. I think you're right. It's either 5 or 6. I'm pretty
Something
sure.
like that.
But I would say 5. Because you said question 5, which makes my heart think 5.
I don't know. That's probably why I
Universe is
said
gonna sync
5.
up.
I picked it because it's in the middle.
Yeah.
So I have no idea, but I'm assuming I'm gonna guess 5.
2005. That's final answer.
Oh, dang it. I thought he was saying yes.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I'm. It's not the answer, but what is it?
I mean, you got Lisa Simpson. It's 2004. You were very close.
Dang it. Okay. That's pretty close.
Damn, that's earlier than I thought.
Yeah. I know it
'Cause,
was
like,
available on my
nobody
MP3.
was listening to them in 2004.
Was it Adam Carolla and Joe Rogan were the only two going?
They were the bigger ones for sure. Yeah.
Okay, this is a 2-part question. The first part is the question that I'm reading, and the second part is a question that I have. When was the first iPhone release? And we're talking about the actual date.
Oh, the whole date.
Yeah, but if you can generalize, like can you get the year?
I would say 2008.
I'm gonna,
2007, 2008, one of those two.
yeah, I'm going to defer to him on this one because I was a freshman in high school around then.
I want to say I had already graduated when it came out, and I graduated in 07. So
June 29th, 2007.
Fuck yeah, man.
So
I had just graduated.
I like it. I mean, just graduated.
the second part of the question is, do y'all want to have like an iPhone like holiday that we celebrate? I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but like
On that day?
yeah, on that day.
Sure.
I like where we got to get an iHome and you actually have to plug it into the iHome and let it play off of that. I'm down for it. Everybody wears the Steve Jobs attire.
Oh, that would be great. We all dress as Steve Jobs.
Oh, that would be
Turtlenecks.
amazing.
That would be fun. I'm down for it.
Pub
Yeah.
crawl. We all dress as
Sure.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I got no plans on June 30th.
29th.
Well, I got no plans
Close
on either
enough.
one of them. So,
Yeah, I don't either. Let's do it.
Did you watch Friends?
yes.
Did you watch Friends?
About a billion
Okay,
times.
great.
There's
Great,
no
okay.
question I probably don't know.
My dad still, like, whenever he he drives across the state for his job, and he will just put it on, throw it like in the passenger seat, and just listen to it like a podcast.
Literally,
We'll just-
like every night for like 7 years, I
Yep.
went to bed watching Friends.
On the hit show Friends, what was the name of Ross's and Rachel's daughter?
Emma.
Emma.
Man, they're good.
They got it from Monaco.
That's impressive right there. That I
Okay.
didn't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a bonus. We're gonna do a bonus. I don't know if it's a bonus question. It's either 6 or a bonus. It doesn't matter. We're gonna end with this question.
All right.
Okay. Did you watch Dexter?
First season.
Okay, we
Not
can't end with
really.
that question then.
Okay.
All right, we gotta find another one.
My ex tried to get me into it, and now serial
Okay,
killer,
here's-
serial
here's-
killing.
No. Oh man, let's see.
There's a lot of Dexter questions.
Well,
I watched Dexter's Lab.
I want to end with a good question that like, y'all actually have an answer for. What year did Michael Jackson die?
It was after Billy Mays. Because I remember those were two big deals. It was during the summer.
2008.
Is that your final answer?
I think that sounds
I want
right.
to say I was out of high school also. So
It was 2009.
Dang it.
knew I was out of high
Oh, it was
school.
pretty close, though. Within a year. That's 90% of the way there.
Man, I'm trying
Probably
to.
less than a year, actually. Thinking about months wise.
Yeah, technically.
Okay, this might be a good one to end with. Okay, what 2000s medical drama popularized
Grey's
the word?
Anatomy. Am I right?
Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
No,
but
you're
I
good.
heard
That's perfect.
2000s medical drama.
Yeah.
that was perfect.
It's gotta be
The only
Grey's.
other one would the other show
Okay,
that would be
okay,
like
this-
that
hey,
is
this-
ER, but
okay,
that was
this
too
is-
early.
okay,
or
this- you know what?
House.
We will definitely end with this question. Y'all should both be pretty much experts in this. Okay. This is specifically for girls. Okay.
So why the hell
I
would we
love
know?
girls trivia.
No. You'll understand what I mean.
Okay.
Okay. What type of clothing was popular throughout the early and mid 2000s? So, what kind of clothing did girls wear?
Low-rise jeans.
Crop tops.
Oh, y'all just nailed both of them.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
And a big old fat belt on it. God, those were the good times. It was lowriders, whale tails, and crop tops.
Yeah.
Because Degrassi did a whole episode. I don't know if y'all were into Degrassi or not.
Well, Drake. That's all I remember about
Yeah,
it.
old Aubrey Graham.
Yeah. Old wheels.
Yes. Did you know whenever he first came on stage with Cash Money, Lil Wayne introduced him? So like in the show Degrassi, Drake's character got shot and was in a wheelchair for the rest of it. Big storyline. But right before he went on tour with Cash Money as Drake, being the new rapper, he like broke his foot or something and had to be in a wheelchair. And Lil Wayne, like on stage, he goes, "Damn, I didn't know this guy was actually in a wheelchair," and like brought him up on stage. And like, oh God, it's one of my favorite pieces of trivia ever. God, it makes me so happy.
You know, what's funny is like, I can only think about the parallels between Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana, and then him being that character on that show, and then being Drake. You know what I mean? I didn't know there were so many parallels between the two of them.
And
But the
actually
difference
plays
was
in-
that she was famous on the show and famous.
that was wild.
Do you know
right?
what I mean? In
Uh-huh.
real life. Like it was like she was supposed to be a famous person, and then she was also just ridiculously famous outside of it as well. I don't know. There's just no reason. There was no reason for her to come out normal, which is why she obviously didn't.
Yeah.
But I also think like she sort of came into her own in the last few years. Like she's definitely out there,
Mhm.
but she's kind of just like, this is just who I am. It's
Yeah.
not a phase. I didn't go through I'm going through some
Right.
weird shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm just a quirky person.
Person.
You know.
I do love Miley Cyrus so much. I think I think for
she's
being a child
talented.
actor, she's well adjusted for having been through Hollywood like that.
Dude, she's stupid talented.
Her version of Jolene, not better than Dolly's, but it's really freaking good.
I like her adaptation of the Bruno Mars song that just came out too.
Oh, where she played it versus it kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because Liam dedicated it to her or something like that?
It was something about like, I can buy myself flowers.
I can buy myself flowers. Right. Yep.
When you were like in junior high and high school, who were the hot chicks, like the famous hot chicks?
Olsen twins.
You were in high school?
Maybe I was in junior high for that one.
Dude, no way. Man, all right.
I think I was in junior high for the Olsen twins.
They're older than me.
But like that was I was in junior high. They were probably in their 20s.
All right. Dude, Olsen, not mine, but okay.
Oh, Ashley Olsen, I will ride or die on her. Oh, Mila Kunis.
Why not Mary Kate though? They're twins, bro.
Nah. So do you have a preference? Right Twix or left Twix? Which one do you like? Right Twix? Right Twix has
They both are like they look like my mom used to call them the troll dolls. They look
by me.
They look like troll dolls.
Who was hot, Joe, when you were like in junior high and high school?
Man, like high school, like I remember like Bring It On came out, so that was a big thing. Eliza Dushku from like Bring It On. I remember everybody thought she was really hot.
Hayden Panettiere. I was Bringing On 3, but
well, she's always gonna be that fucking little girl from Remember the Titans,
dude. So, yes, like, she's so cool in that. I always thought she was cute,
right?
Not
but
hot.
She's a kid, right? So when she got older, she definitely is a looker for sure, but she's not like she wasn't really like that tier. I mean, like everybody still liked Britney Spears. I think at that point, like she was still huge even when I was in high school. And then who else? I'm trying to think. I don't really remember specific. I think that because when I was in high school, and probably when you went to high school, there were so many more famous people, I feel like, than when you were in high school because of like the expansion of like just Hollywood and like teenage dramas and all that shit. I remember when I was in high school, fucking Laguna Beach came out. And that was like a huge deal reality TV wise, but also because it was California and I'm from California, like it was a big deal. And everybody thought though, like I had this huge crush on LC, which was like one of the characters from that show.
Yep.
And like, it was just one of those things where it was like that they were like, we have crush on these people who were like real celebrities. They were like people who were
the
fake celebrities. They were like celebrities because they were on some reality show, not because they had any real like talent or anything. And they all became fairly successful, but I think they were probably going to either way.
Yeah.
Do you think that they felt attainable? Like you're like,
so dude, you're gonna think I'm fucking weird, and everybody else is gonna think I'm such a freaking loser for doing this. But there's a podcast right called Back to the Beach. And I really liked that show when I was in high school. Like it was a big deal. Like it came out and it was like they were talking about real stories about things that like kind of would go on when you were in high school. So I fell into it like everybody else. But it's called Back to the Beach, and it's like the two main people, Steven and Kristen, and they basically have a podcast and they literally watch the episode the night before and then they talk about it.
Yeah.
And you hear all the backstory about all the shit that went down and how all of it, basically it's all fabricated like you would believe, for reality television. When you're a kid watching it, you go, no, this is really happening. And when you go back to listen, they go, no, like all these things that I was told to say, they literally pulled me into a van and had me voice over and they told me to say this script. And when I was in high school, I just thought I had to do it. I didn't think I could say no.
Yeah.
And so like they just did it. And so it painted them in a picture to tell a story that was entertaining. But it wasn't real. Like there were like those two girls that they pinned against each other. They really didn't hate each other. It really wasn't that big of a deal. But they made it like this huge thing because they could edit it any way they want once they had the footage or whatever. So from a production standpoint, now that I do video, it's fascinating to listen to on that side because I'm like, oh shit, like this was all just cut together. We go, none of this happened in this order. They were like, this party happened like 7 months after this conversation happened, even though they made it seem like it was the same day or once, it was just weird shit like that. So I guess to answer your question, they probably had no idea what was going on.
It's like finding out wrestling's fake.
But I knew that, and I didn't care. That's the thing. You find out early it's fake, and you go, that doesn't matter.
It's still a good story.
Fake, as in like, yeah, they may not really hate each other, but they're still cracking each other over the head with boards and shit. You know, like
when WWE came to Austin a few years ago, I was dating this girl who was a John Cena fan randomly.
John Cena.
It's John Cena. Dude, those were the greatest prank calls.
That video is so good.
It makes me so happy every time I watch it.
Like that what's that other thing that he's like invisible?
Can't see me. Can't see me.
That thing. Have you ever seen the memes where like I didn't know John Cena was behind me and there's like no one behind them or whatever?
Yeah.
This is my photo with John Cena and it's like them and no one. It's great.
Dude, it was that we went and saw that wrestling. It was, I mean, you know that the storylines are fake, but Randy Orton,
they are athletic as hell, dude.
He ran, grabbed the pole, swung all the way around the pole, and kicked a dude in the face. And like, granted, the storyline's fake, but you can't fake him running, swinging his whole body around to kick a dude in the face.
Especially like when I was watching it, I don't watch it. I haven't watched it in a long time, but when I was a kid, I was really, really into it. And one of the guys in the neighborhood, his dad had a black box, and so we could watch all the pay-per-views for free.
Sick.
Right? Do you remember black boxes?
I heard about them,
like
but no.
They didn't have them down in Livernia.
Yeah, we didn't even have
had a black
dial-up.
box, so we could watch all the pay-per-views for free. And so we would watch all the tables, ladders, and chairs matches. And this is when like the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian, and there was usually those three like tag teams against each other. And they would literally climb up on a 20-foot ladder, and this guy had this move called a swan dive where he did a front flip and landed back into a table like off the mat. And I'm just like, I don't care who you are, you can be acrobatic and land correctly, but it's gonna hurt no matter what. There's no, you know what I mean? So to say that they're not athletes is ridiculous. They're absolutely athletes. Is it just jacked up soap operas? Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just soap operas on steroids.
That's really what it is.
And soap operas are addicting as hell.
And it's great. And they cater to the kids because that's who they know are going to buy all the toys and shit. Mm-hmm. And it worked out great.
Wrestling and monster trucks were the shit.
Yeah.
Do y'all like monster trucks?
Yeah. I mean, to me, they're kind of repetitive at this point. But like to go watch them in like live is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just to see like the machinery and like how ridiculous, how much money they must just waste on those things.
Every time they hit the flip, and then they just
to rebuild the whole fucking
they
truck.
just
I'm
break
like,
8 of the shocks off, and you're just like, that mechanic is going to make a lot of money today.
Like, these guys are just like, how can I waste $1 million this year? Let's just build a truck and break it a bunch.
It's so sick.
It's that's the thing. As a kid, you go, this is awesome. As an adult, you go, that's so expensive.
Yeah, I was like, I would love to have a monster truck. And then, like you said, as an adult, you're like, I couldn't afford any of those things.
No way.
I could afford maybe half of a tire, and that's about it.
Not even.
Oh, man. We went for my birthday right before I moved, and it was awesome. Just getting like, because you go as a kid, and it's like, cool, you experience it. As an adult, I mean, I just got hammered beforehand, and while we were like, I had 3 tall boy Coors Lights, and I was just like, monster trucks, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think to go now, but I mean, I would,
dude. I didn't think so, and then it came up like as I was driving down 35, you see it on that Frank Irwin sign, and I was like, that's on my birthday. Oh, I'm going to get 7 friends together and we're going to go watch monster trucks.
That's
and
dope.
like, I had a couple friends that had never seen it before, didn't know it was happening. And they were like, so what's this event? And I was like, the whole thing is they're just trying to see who can stay in a handstand the longest. That's the only rule here. And they're like, that's pretty cool. And then there was another one where they race, and then the final one is always freestyle. And they're like, what goes on here? And I was like, it's just carnage. Whoever does the most carnage, that's the winner.
And just destroy the truck.
Yeah, whoever breaks their truck the most.
Got to give the mechanic something to do this week.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Do your friends that would you say that, do you have to rope your friends into your ideas, or do they come pretty willingly?
I'd say they come willingly, because I not to toot my own horn, but they're not bad ideas. You know what I mean?
No. But I mean, it's different. Like I feel like that I do that to Joe all the time. I rope him into my ideas. You know what I mean? But they're never sad that they did it right. Yeah,
that's I think what it is. It's they would have never done it by themselves, but when you suggest it, they're like, that could be cool. Like I would have never thought to do that, but and then they show up and they're like, that was a good time. Like I'm glad I did that.
Where does that come from inside of you? What drives you to do things like that with your friends or for your friends or to your friends?
To my friends.
Yeah.
I think it starts with like coming from a small town. You do like we would do redneck stuff all the time. Like one of my best memories ever, we did a thing called redneck snowboarding where a couple of friends brought a truck over. We tied a feed bag to a rope, tied that to the trailer hitch, and then they just drug us around. You sit on the feed bag and they just do basically donuts out in a pasture, and you just hold on and they're just whipping you like on a tube. Like if you ever go tubing on a boat,
Right.
it's that, but you're on ground in a feed bag. So if they throw you off, you're just tumbling. And it was so much fun, but I bet somebody who lived in a city has never been thrown off a feed bag from the back of a truck or went and shot skeet or done a bunch of like thrown a big bonfire or anything like that. And so like coming to Austin, meeting a bunch of like city kids, they can go show me, like I'd never been to a rap concert. And then I went and saw Drake and some other opener, I don't remember, at the Frank Erwin Center for the first time. And I was like, oh, they showed me that. I'm going to show them my people. Like my culture basically is trying to show people my culture of just like redneck shit is basically what I like to do. And nobody hates rednecks. Like, I mean, you might like hate the idea of a redneck, but if you go do redneck shit, you're going to like redneck shit.
So I feel like I've met you like 4 separate times now because they're like such huge gaps in between. And one of the times that I met you, we were at Zilker with Ren. And you had you had made like, I think it was like dread jewelry.
Oh yeah,
those straps. I don't know what you called them. I can't remember, but like there was something like it was like a leather strap that you would tie around dreads or something like that. Yeah. I remember. I don't know why it just popped in my head, but I remember that for some reason. I was like, because I remember that. I think that's when I realized that you were like an artist and you created things.
I like to do fun stuff like that. I think,
which is weird because it doesn't tie into this. Do redneck culture. You're such a diverse like human. You know what I mean? Like you grew up and you understand that culture and you're like totally down to accept that. But you're very much sort of like hippie-ish as well. You know what I mean? Like a hippie redneck.
I think that's one of my like goals in life is showing people that rednecks and hippies, they're the same people. They like you don't think about it, but hippies, they love nature. Rednecks go hunting, do farming, but they love nature. Like they're not going to go throw trash on the side of the highway because it's like, that's my dirt road. Like I'm not going to make it look like crap. And so like me and my sister as little redneck kids, we hitched our goat up to a little red wagon and we would walk our goat down the street for exercise and we would pick up beer cans and then go sell them at a scrapyard. But like we're helping the environment, but we're still like, you live off the land, it's all about like love and community and supporting each other. But I think the hippies and the rednecks, aside from the marijuana thing, which I think even now,
a lot of rednecks smoke weed, man.
Love weed, man.
I think it depends on what your term of redneck is, right? Because you could think of someone as like a very right-wing Christian.
Yeah.
That mindset, they're never going to get along with hippies.
Yeah, until you put them in a room together.
Maybe, but it depends. You got to be open-minded on both sides, right? Because there are people on both sides who just aren't, which in my turn is way more important, I think, than identifying as one or the other.
Right. As long as you get along kind of thing.
Yeah, or just be able to understand that, you're not the only way to do things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if you think what they did was wrong, people get to live the life they want to live, how they live it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's where you can
that's where you can get them to agree.
Right.
Is it's like nobody has the right to tell you how to live your life.
Right.
And I feel like a redneck would be like, hell yeah, brother. And he would be like, yeah, absolutely, my friend.
Right. Like I noticed this very recently. Do you watch Last of Us? You haven't seen it?
I've heard
so
of it.
There's an episode that everybody lost their minds over.
Is it the gay one?
Yeah, because fucking Ron Swanson is gay. Yeah, and it becomes a bit. And I remember like going to work and there's certain people who are of the belief they're Christians and look, your world, do whatever you like. But it seemed just not disappointing in like their beliefs, but disappointing to me that they were unable to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
because it's a really good show. And if you look at it for what it is, it's just this beautiful love story inside the show.
Right.
Just because it happened to be two guys. And it's just the fact that you couldn't get over it was really unfortunate to me, because it's such a good storyline. It's such a beautiful story and part of it that didn't have to necessarily be in the show, but they chose to put it in, which is part of the beef. Yeah. They're like, well, you didn't have to throw it in my face. And I go, well, you know what? You have to throw the straight love in everyone's face, but they do it all day on every movie ever also, you know? And I just think that it just seems so crazy to me that at this time that there's still people that are just so unable to be comfortable even looking at that they're just like, I'm not watching the rest of the show because of that one episode, even though, spoiler alert, they don't live. Yeah. But it's like they're not in the show anymore. Yeah. The show fucking moves on to another thing. And it's like, but these people couldn't get past that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, that just seems so, why are you so angry? Yeah. Like, it's got to be so exhausting to be mad about it for so long, you know?
I think that was fun. That's one thing that I'm thankful for growing up as, and nobody I know, I don't think this will matter anymore, but like I had a couple great uncles who, like, we never talked about it, but my great uncle always had a friend, you know what I mean? And so it was, you know, my uncle and his partner, my uncle. And so we just always called him uncle and uncle. And then my uncle's ex friend came over to the house one time, and this white band that I always wear, he like brought it. It was like during peak COVID. And he goes, yeah, man, the government shouldn't be telling you what to put in your body. They shouldn't tell us who to love. They shouldn't tell you what to put in your body. And I was like, honestly, like, gay rednecks, best redneck, like they embody everything. They're like, government shouldn't be involved in anything. Like, they shouldn't tell you what to put in your body, shouldn't tell you how to live your life. They shouldn't tell you how to marry. And that's what apparently this white band is supposed to mean. And I was like, hell fucking yeah. Like, I can get a lot of fucking conservatives on board on that one.
Your sexual orientation doesn't have much to do with your political beliefs.
It does, though. But it does.
It can if you wanted to, but like,
it shouldn't, is what you're saying, right?
Like, who and what I have sex with has nothing to do with how I think the country should be run.
No.
Right.
We got mad at Bill Clinton for doing that.
But only if the country is putting in regulations that suppress the way you want to live your life, then it becomes an issue, right? Like, if they were to say gay marriage isn't okay anymore, that's a problem for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, it would be a problem for me.
Right. When they took away Roe v. Wade and made abortion illegal again, that's a huge fucking deal, right? And a huge step in the wrong direction, in my opinion. Yeah. And that's where I get into it. I've been single for a long time, most of my life, and dating is an interesting concept because there's just such a variety of people who have different ways they're raised and different beliefs, and they're very steadfast, especially when you get to a certain age. They're just kind of like, nope, not even going to consider dating someone who might think of something different than me, and I'm not that way. Yeah. So I don't understand that mindset. So that turns me off if someone's like that immediately, and I go, all right, well, this would never work. Not because of how you believe, but because you're so unwilling to accept that there's other people out there, and that they're not idiots. Yeah. Like, that's a problem. Yeah. So I look at it and I go, this is how my political beliefs are. I am very much like the rednecks or the gay rednecks, like you were saying, right? Not gay, not really a redneck, but I have the same belief of that people should really be able to kind of live the life they want to live. Now, there needs to be regulations. Can't murder everyone. But
I agree.
But the thing is like, should you be able to have as many guns as you want? Yes.
Awesome.
Should there be regulations on people that probably shouldn't have them? Probably. Yeah. I don't know how you're going to do that effectively. Yeah. But I think that if there was a way to do that, probably it should happen. Yeah. Should you be able to get an abortion? Yes. Should gay people be able to get married? Yes. All those things have to do with the same concept of like, look, man, people are going to live their lives. Let them be happy. Let them do what they want to do. As long as they're not hurting anybody else, who gives a fuck? Yep. Right? Now, if they're encroaching on your beliefs and you're just upset about that, that's your fucking problem. Yeah. That has nothing to do with them. Right. That's you being so closed-minded that you can't accept the fact that just because you don't want to live that way, that they shouldn't be able to also. Yeah, I agree 100%. Which is ridiculous. Yeah. And the fact that that's still a thing now is crazy. Yeah. It's come a long way, but there's still a lot of people who, because it's come a long way, are fighting even harder to go the opposite way now. Against it kind of thing? You know, and it's because we've gotten so far that it's driving everything even farther apart, you know.
I will say on that note, I think that's one of the things I mentioned, like trying to bring together the hippies and the rednecks, but that's another thing that I am working on in my life is like my girlfriend now, huge Trumper. I mean, die hard Trumper. No shit. It's why? I mean, she's 26, 7, something like that. And like a female Trumper at age 27, college educated. Weird that you're going to find that combination. I did not vote for Trump, will not vote for Trump, but like, I also don't vote Democrat, always independent, ride or die.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't matter to me. And I think that you talked about why you're brought into people's lives. And I think a big part of why I was brought into her life was to be like, it doesn't like, even if somebody voted for somebody else, why are you going to write them off? Like, they just have a little bit of different, like, not that they have different values, but it's just the order of their values might be a little different. You know what I mean? Where like she cared more about the economy than she did about social issues. So she was like, I'm going to vote for the economy. That's what I'm aiming for, rather than the social issues, which a lot of people put those above the economy. And like, the way I look at it is like, I don't really care how somebody votes either way. Cause like if you want to be my friend, then we're going to be friends at the end of the day. We don't have to like agree on everything, but as long as we can hang out, have a good time, share a beer, do a shot, let's be fucking friends. You know what I mean?
I'm happy to debate with people in a healthy way.
Discuss.
Right. Sure.
I think the debate thing, because like I did have a friend who was like, I don't like debating with people. And I was like, but I love discussions.
Yeah, I think the difference is that in the debate, there's the intent is to find a winner.
Yeah, you
whereas like there doesn't have to be a winner in this conversation.
Yeah, it's all about just opening the other person's mind a little. Like if you just crack the door, that gust of wind is eventually going to blow it on open for them.
I don't think I could be with somebody who was a Trumper, not because they're a Trumper, but mostly because of the closed-mindedness that usually comes in with being so extreme to one side or the other.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
like not just because it's the right. If someone's super left, I have a hard time with that too, because it's like, look, I appreciate you living your life however you want to live it, right? But I have this weird. It's not weird, really. It's just I don't feel like it's my responsibility to know like what your gender is or something. Right? Like, if you decide that you want to be some gender I've never heard of, how am I supposed to understand that?
Yeah.
Now, if I do it on accident and you correct me and then I intentionally fucking keep calling you the wrong thing,
that's fucked up.
I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But if I don't know and you get all offended because I just didn't guess right, that's not my problem. And if you decide you want to change every 5 seconds, like some people do, also not cool. Right. How are you supposed to have a normal relationship with anybody from that, right? So that extreme is also as not upsetting, but it's just confusing to me, and I don't understand it. Yeah. But I do whatever you want. You can be something that changes every 5 minutes, but just you can't get upset at people when they don't guess correctly every 5 minutes. Right.
Give me half a second to learn it.
Right. Right. I will call you. You can be a damn dolphin. I'll call you whatever you want. Sure, that's fine. Yeah. I don't care.
That's my whole thing is like, I think that's where probably 90% of the people in this world are
just not the represented 90%.
Exactly. It's wild how the extremes get represented, but most of the people are just like, I don't care. I do not want to make other people mad. Please don't get mad at me for not knowing.
Extremes are a lot easier to manipulate scare tactics, right? So like if you have an extreme, you can use scare tactics to sell products or sell airtime or get people to watch your channel that you can sell more crap, right? So that's all it is. The news picks the extremes because they're more fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, they're not wrong. It's fun
to watch, but it's also just like I'm just like I gotta like not intake this information.
That's just I think the big thing.
It's not healthy.
Yeah,
you know?
Is just limit your intake of shit like that. Yeah, that's the one crazy thing is algorithms. Like my Instagram, love watching, just scrolling through reels. Like I'll give myself like 30 minutes a day that I just sit down, decompress, just scroll through reels. And mine are funny. There's some like interesting ones, but 90% of the time they're just dumb. And I love dumb shit.
Titties.
I wish, man. And then I like my girlfriend to scroll through hers and it's just like, did you hear about the explosion over here? And I'm like, bro, why are your reels so fucking toxic
because
for your mental health?
The right-wing extreme guys, you know.
Or it's I don't know if y'all watch Your Mom's House, the podcast or anything.
Love it.
She is a diehard Your Mom House fan.
Hilarious.
And it's
That's
all
so strange to me.
She's a fucking enigma. And that's what I really like about her is that she is an enigma, like different on every regard. But it's just like hers goes from like it'll be something cute and romantic, then it'll be like hardcore right, and then it'll be somebody being hit by a car, and then it's romantic. I'm like, where's the loving shit?
You know, it's funny. Like despite the fact that I just think that Trump's not a very respectful person,
I don't like that part. Yeah,
you know, like to me, like I didn't agree with everything Obama did politically.
Fair.
But the dude was a very presidential person.
I liked him as a human being.
He was somebody that you were like, look, man, he may not do everything that we agree with on either side, but he's got control.
Yeah.
He's not gonna go off the handle and bomb someone for no reason. He's not gonna like. He didn't have any scandals. He handled himself in a very presidential way. Now, was he the best president we had? No, but since then, it's like. It's been so crazy. And the fucked up problem is that no one can really get anything done because the country sways all to the right one time, it's all to the left. And all the president is doing is trying to counteract all the shit the last one did. And we just kind of live in this sort of middle ground that's back and forth. And it just keeps creating people getting angrier and fucking angrier.
Yeah.
And right now, fucking Biden is not the dude. He should not be there.
Yeah.
But what was the alternative? 4 more years of that, which I don't think was the right answer either. I just find it so crazy that like out of all the people in the fucking country that we come down to these 2 geriatric fucks, that the only one. These are the 2 best guys. These are the 2 best guys.
Yeah,
like 2 people, whatever. Not even guys. These are the 2 best people in the entire country.
Those are what we're gonna do.
That we have to choose from to run it. Like really, there's got to be somebody else. But
throw a mouse in there.
My stepdad, he's a pretty smart dude, and he said. Something that's not probably unknown is that nobody wants the fucking job. That's
true.
Nobody in their 40s is like looking like, hey, I'm with the hardest job in the world. It's super stressful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that no one's going to be happy with what I do. They're like, no, I'll take my money and I'll go make fucking millions over here instead. You know what I mean?
That's what I'd rather do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's not a desirable job.
No.
But
yeah, I was a political science government major, and all you learn in that is it's all horseshit. It's all just a lot. It's not even the people. It's just the fact that they are getting bought off by all the lobbyists and everything like that. And I wanted to be a tobacco lobbyist for like a good 4 years. I was like, I'll go to law school. I'll become a tobacco lobbyist. Why not? Like I like the idea of just like fucking with people, like of just arguing for arguing's sake. And that's what a tobacco lobbyist was in my head. And then I like did the political science, did all that stuff. And I was like, this seems fucking miserable. Like I was like, I no longer just want to be a shit stirrer. I just want to just live my life. You know what I mean? I would rather go do construction than have the power to make those decisions. And it's like, I think that's where 99% of the people in the world is like, I don't want to have the responsibilities of deciding whether or not we get into, a nuclear arms deal with all these countries. And then the other crazy thing to me about the president or even Congress, all of that, there's a billion things that you can argue. And it's like, you expect them to know every single minute detail of every single minute thing. That's insane. You know what I mean? Like, how do you keep up with every single thing in the entire world that's happening all at once?
They can't.
You can't.
Yeah. The problem with the Congress and all that is that there's no term limits.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's a problem is, in my mind, that would solve a lot of things because you wouldn't have these people who basically have kingdoms and they're just basically. They've built up this political following over so many years, and these interest groups that they owe favors to because they help keep getting them elected, and like all these like this insider trading crap that somehow just is okay because that's just okay.
Wild.
All these weird things that make these guys uber rich people when they're supposed to be government employees that don't make that much money.
It's not supposed to. Yeah.
That to me is just insane that it still goes on that way. But the problem is the only way that it changes is if they vote on the fact of it changing. And why the fuck would they do that?
Good fucking luck, dude.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, man. It was a good system, it's a great system. I think it's one of the better ones in the world, but it's flawed, just like all of them.
Yep.
And there's issues, and when there's greed and all that crap that built into anything, there's gonna be problems, and there's nothing really you can do about it except vote.
Yeah.
And try and vote different.
Yeah.
Try and put somebody new in. See, at least you can find something. At least something different might happen.
Yeah.
You know, these people who are like 87 years old still making decisions and shit. Like, I know 87-year-olds because of work. Most of them can't tie their fucking shoes.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I love my grandma to death, but I would not elect her.
They're beautiful people. They're great. They have amazing stories. But should they be making these life or death decisions and these really high level political decisions? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, there's a select few that get to that age and they're sharp as a tack and can do their thing. But, you know, look at Biden, man. The dude can barely read the damn prompter. And it's like
the memes, though, are so good.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
To know that, like, that guy has to make split-second decisions all the time. When really he's just a puppet for the people that are making the decisions at this point. Because there's nothing he can do, you know. And
I think that's one of the good things about Biden, though, is it's really showing it's like, no, it's not Biden. It's the powers that be. Those are the ones controlling all this stuff.
And I don't think it's always that way. I think that when Trump was there, I think he was doing a lot of shit on his
there's
own.
no one controlling that dude.
That motherfucker.
That dude is
someone
flying
should
by
have
the
taken
seat of his pants.
Someone should have taken his Twitter away a long time ago. He'd probably still be president, honestly. He probably would still be president if he didn't spatter off all that nonsense all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I think, like you said, all you can do is vote. I think it's all you can do is vote, crack a beer with a buddy, bring your neighbors cookies.
I legit vote very independently, not as an independent necessarily, but like I don't go just right because for the sake of being right, and I vote all the way right on everything.
Right.
I go, no, everything determines what it is. Like I believe that, you know, you should have to pay a certain amount of taxes in order to live somewhere.
Right.
It costs money to run cities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It does.
Now put the money where you think it's best served. But when everybody just goes, no taxes, no taxes, no taxes, like how do you think shit's gonna get done?
Yeah.
How do you think these roads are gonna get built so the traffic doesn't get bad? I voted for public transportation, and we went out one time and we were with one of his buddies, and he was like, why would you vote for that? And I go, because I've lived in a place where public transportation works and it's great. It's amazing. You don't understand that because they don't have it here, and we're already too late.
Yeah.
They should have started building it 10 years ago.
Dude, see,
there's nothing we can do about it now. So like, it's a problem. Yeah. So I put the money, I was like, yeah, I'll vote for the money. Let's do it. I started now. You know, like I was totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Because getting downtown is going to continue to be a fucking nightmare, and people want to get there.
Dude, I used to, this city, thankfully I worked at UT, so I got free access to the bus. I only took the bus everywhere in Austin. I knew my bus routes, knew where I was going, or I would walk. That's the one thing I love about this city is you can walk anywhere you want to walk. Out here, a little bit hard to get there, but like where I lived, I was 4 miles from downtown.
Right.
Go get hammered on 6th Street, and I would walk the 4 miles home. By the time you get home, you're sober enough, and like, granted, I probably, did a couple technically illegal things by peeing behind buildings, but whatever. Everybody does it. And those were my favorite nights. Like, me and Logan
peeing behind buildings
was just
us peeing behind buildings.
Just me and Logan holding hands, peeing behind a building somewhere. It was lovely.
Crossing streams.
Hey, so I want to see if this term relates to you, and we're gonna do a redneck pop quiz.
Love it.
Okay. Do you know where the term "goat ropers need love too" comes from?
Okay.
Because the people couldn't rope.
No. It's a lyric in a song.
I was gonna say I know it's a song, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the artist.
It's Jerry Jeff Walker.
Is it really?
Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother. Okay, so anyways.
My heart's breaking for myself, but yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You just got into the club. I've been here for a while.
You want my belt buckle?
No, it's fine. Okay. You can keep it. But I thought that term was so interesting. I was like, where'd that term come? I don't even know what that means, right? So I threw it into the old Googles. And what came back was second class cowboy.
Yeah, because they're not cowboys, they're goat boys.
Yeah. And it made me think about all the values I had from my small town, but then the way I look and I dress, it's like I'm a second class cowboy.
Yeah.
So I made these shirts. You want one?
Yeah.
Plug the shirt.
Does that
plug the
speak,
shirt.
Dude, absolutely.
hey, does that speak to you at all?
AMGP
Yeah,
store.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I get that's how I feel a lot of times. I feel like I have all these friends that are cowboys, and I get along with them like just fine.
Dude,
But they
wish I
don't.
was.
The things that they think about me or how they look at me, it's like respect, but it's like I would never do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, so how are we getting along so well?
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Could not
They
agree
view
more.
me as like kind of a and not a derogatory way, but a second class cowboy. Like you're like yeah, I get you. Like you got the values, but you're a little weird.
A little off.
You
Yeah.
need to do a collab shirt redesign with this guy about that.
Dude, so sick for that.
That would be
Man.
fucking amazing.
100%. Because I think that I've
You could
never
do
related
your-
more to a saying ever than a second class cowboy.
Fuck yeah,
Boom.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
bow,
Dude, I'm
bow.
so
I think
down
that's
for
a new
that.
tattoo for you.
Oh,
You want to get matchings?
yeah, we
Okay.
can do it. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Boom.
Hell
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just an idea machine today. Just
What else you
boom,
got, Joe? What
boom,
else you got,
boom.
Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got y'all are gonna do your collab T-shirt series, right? Your art.
Uh-huh.
You got your T-shirt store that you like to make T-shirts with.
I got the hands,
We've
you got
a
the
bunch
brains.
of them.
We can make
still
lots
like
of money.
I still like that hashtag closet emo kid.
Oh, that one's so good.
That Edna is for lovers. It's great.
Hey,
Yes.
we will.
You can just put. You start making small town shirts for you, both of you. Lavernia is for lovers. That actually makes a lot of sense.
I like
Actually,
Lavernia for lovers.
hey man.
Oh, man. It's a alliteration. That's pretty nice.
Okay, well,
Lavernia is
anyway,
for
y'all
lovers.
help. I won't remember all this. Y'all have to write all this down.
Yeah, we're
Like,
gonna get
you've
notes
got it
app
on
this.
record, my friend.
Well,
Smart. I mean, it's literally recorded right now.